I'm going to record this for the sake of my dear friend, Steven, who's one of my best friends. Unfortunately, he's had a couple of losses in the past week. And, you know, it's when you have this culture and community of friendships that you know that you can call on anyone at any given time and just say, yes, you know what, I've got your back. Whatever you need, I'm right behind you. And, that's what we do for each other. And, I love Steven to the moon and back, and I would do anything in the world for him. I would go in front of a train for him, of course. But yesterday, and I keep checking up on him because I know this is a difficult period for him. And he's like, can you do the call tomorrow? And I'm like, okay. But I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, guys, trying to find good videos for you because I feel like I have to, set the pace. But, it's so funny. It's the videos that I started to share with you guys this morning are not the videos that really resonated with me. And I must have fell asleep with my headphone in my ear in my phone. So I must have watched like 12 videos because I look at the history and it's like, oh my God, did I watch all of these videos? So anyway, just to keep it light, life is too short. We never know tomorrow's promise to no one. So just keep that always in mind, when you're creating this opportunity in this vehicle, what we have to offer people, because time is really, time freedom is what has motivated me and kept me in the game so many times. It's, not even about the money for me at this point. And I'm sure a lot of you can resonate, it's being around for your family, being around for your children, and doing the things that you need to do. So really quickly, maybe Jamie and Brant, maybe you can share a little tip that you guys did this week to push yourselves a little bit to get to Crystal Director. Congratulations to you both. Jamie's like, I can't believe you're calling on me right now.
I'm good.
You know what it is? Everybody needs to hear the excitement of the people who just did it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What did I do different? Was that the question?
No, what got you to push there? What was the final? I mean, you've been in Isagenix. Most of everybody on the call might not know you, so you might want to share a little bit.
Okay, so I'm Jamie. Nice to meet everybody. Although I see you most weeks here, this is 3 years May that I've been involved in Isagenix, and I was not going to let it pass me by another time, and any needs to fire under my butt and commit to it. And I started my strategy about 2 weeks ago. Right? I mean, I progressed a lot in the last couple of years, but I just, decided this is it. I'm not letting it go. And I did it. Now I'm going for executive.
Yeah. This week, right?
Yep. This week.
I mean, Jamie was at 2 consultants on Thursday, 2, and we finished on Saturday with 6. So she could do another 4 this week, right?
We did it in the nick of time.
Nick of time, like right in minutes. How about you, Brant?
That's awesome, Jamie. Wow, that's incredible. Well, I was stuck. I was up to 5 on Wednesday this past week, and I called up one of my consultants, and she has her husband on board, and both of her sons use the product. So, and she's already ordering probably 500 to 550 BVs every single month. So I had her put her 16-year-old son on board, and it worked. So that was the final straw.
Yeah, sometimes you got to figure it out, right?
Yeah, I had no idea you can put someone under 18 on there until I think I learned that from Heidi a couple weeks ago. So,
congratulations to you both, and that $750 bonus is not going to hurt.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, you guys can take me to lunch. I'm kidding. So I know that. I'm just joking with you guys. And so I found 2 really great videos as far as Mara's question. Right now with the Customer First program, it's not asking an age unless they become an associate. So, so for now, I don't know if that'll change. So I found 2 really good videos to share with you guys. They were really profound to me. Like I said, I was up all night, I guess just really kind of worried about Steve and thinking about what was going on. And I've had a challenging week myself. And, it's so quick to take yourself out of the game. And then the strong part is to put yourself back in it when you don't feel like it. So I'm going to share this screen. Can you guys, oh, hold on a second. Can you guys see the screen? Brant or Debbie, I see you guys there. Can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, great.
Why is it so hard to do the little things that would improve my life? The way that our minds are designed is our minds are designed to stop you at all costs from doing anything that might hurt you. There are so many people in the world, and you know, you may be watching this right now, and you have these incredible ideas, and what you think is missing is motivation. And that's not true. Because the way that our minds are wired, and the fact about human beings is that we are not designed to do things that are uncomfortable or scary or difficult. Our brains are designed to protect us from those things because our brains are trying to keep us alive. And in order to change, in order to build a business, in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary, which sets up this problem for all of us.
The one thing we have in this world is we can't control the events, but we can choose what to focus on, we can choose what things mean, and we can choose what to do. Those three choices, those three decisions really control our life.
You can always make a decision. That's always in your control. Staying with somebody that treats you like garbage is a decision. It is. Staying at a job that you hate is a decision. Staying in the body that you are not proud of is a decision. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy to change. It's simple. It's your job to push yourself.
It's not the smartest people who achieve success. It's the people who procrastinate less, make fewer excuses as they take actions every day towards the goals that they want to achieve.
Indecision is the thief of opportunity. Indecision means the door is still closed. Indecision means the opportunity waits. Indecision means what could be is postponed or may never be.
If you want to be successful at anything in life, never leave the sight of setting a goal without doing something that commits you to fulfillment.
The next morning, the alarm goes off, and I pretended NASA was there. It's the stupidest story. I literally went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted out loud, and then I stood up. And I'll never forget standing there in my bedroom. It was dark, it was cold, it was winter in Boston. And for the first time in 3 months, I had beaten my habit of hitting the snooze button. There were moments all day long, just like that 5-second moment in bed, where I knew, knowledge, what I should do. And if I didn't move within 5 seconds, my brain would step in and talk me out of it. Every human being has a 5-second window, might even be shorter for you. You have about a 5-second window in which you can move from idea to action before your brain kicks into full gear and sabotages any change in behavior.
Your life is what you think it should be. That's exactly what you are right now. You are what you thought you should be. And if you don't like who you are, you got to change what you think you should be. What you think is more important than what you do. And so if you want to change, you got to work on this attitude bit.
Decide, commit, act, succeed, repeat. The one thing that all the greats have in common is they sweat the small stuff. They pay very, very close attention to every detail.
What makes you comfortable can ruin you. or makes you uncomfortable is the only way to grow.
What you are and what you become depends on how you use your time. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours every day. The old and the young, black, the white, the Indian, and the Asian are all given the same amount of time every day. You cannot stop a day. You cannot stop an hour. But you can control how it will be used.
Your life comes down to your decisions. If you change your decisions, you'll change everything. When you understand the power of a 5-second decision, and you understand that you always have a choice to go from autopilot to decision maker, everything in your life will change. You will be a different negotiator. You will be different in sales. You will be unstoppable in the gym, because you will realize the amount of garbage that you put in the way of your hopes, of your dreams, of your potential, of your confidence, of your courage. Everything comes down to the decisions that you make.
Take ownership. Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life.
The first source of inspiration is deciding. Second source of inspiration is planning. And now, here's a big source of inspiration: beginning. Getting started. Actually turning thought and the notes on the paper, the plans, actually now committing it to action. Getting started.
I'm a humongous believer that ideas are and that execution's the game.
Well, I think the one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success. If you have more success, and sometimes a big part of success is just not being lazy and just doing it. That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not gonna feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat
Discipline, it does start with waking up early. It really does. But that is just the beginning. And I always say that discipline is the root of all good qualities. But you have to absolutely apply it to things outside of just waking up early. It's everything. It's working out every day, making yourself stronger and faster and more flexible and healthier. Discipline is eating the right foods to fuel your system. It's about disciplining your emotions so you can make good decisions. Doing the tasks that you don't necessarily want to do, but that you know will help you.
The thing about self-discipline is that it is necessary for everything you do in your life. You have to be self-disciplined. Discipline is not punishment. It's not. If you change your mindset and really focus it on what discipline really is, you start to welcome discipline. You welcome self-discipline into your life. People have to know you, not because, oh, he's a good salesman. Oh, he's a good this. Oh, he's an artist. People need to know you for one major thing first. He works. He produces.
the guy's there every day, the guy's pushing and shoving. Because the truth is, no matter how good your ideas are, how good your art is, or how good your skill set is, if you're not working, man, if you're not vibrating at a frequency that people say, my God, how does that guy do all that? If you're not vibrating at that rate, if you're not working at that level, you're not going to make it.
Okay, so I'm gonna open it up.
Susie, I kept thinking how this relates to the Healthy Mind and Body program. And when I did it for the first time, you know, I went into, you know, more than 3 years ago before I started Isagenix, I went into the, started Isagenix with a lot of bad habits and a binge eater and eating cookies and ice cream late at night after a long, stressful day. And I just keep thinking how the Healthy Mind and Body program relates to this video. And it really transformed my mind with regards to getting rid of those bad habits and creating better habits and getting rid of the negative thinking and creating better thoughts. And it really comes down to what this video says. It's a choice. Once you decide you want to do something, you can do it. So it's just really transforming your mind.
100%.
Hi guys, good morning. Hi Adriana. Go ahead, you go. That's okay. I just wanted to share one thing. I have, I don't know if you guys could hear me or see me. I have this like really pathetic vision board. It's like 6 inches big. And I've had it for like 10 years maybe. And there's 2 things on it. 2 things that I ripped out of Oprah's magazine like 10 years ago. And the third thing is a little fortune cookie that says, each day, compel yourself to do something you would rather not do. And it was so simple, but such a powerful message, because whatever that something is, maybe it's putting a post on Facebook, maybe it's getting to the gym, because I feel like Mel Robbins, I don't want to get out of bed every morning. You know, when you have like no vacation on the calendar or no like mental target, you know, you wake up some days like, what am I here for? What am I doing today? But you have to push yourself, that little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to get there, even if it's something in that moment you don't want to do. That's it for me for today. That just reminded me of this little tiny fortune cookie that I still have tacked on my little pathetic vision board.
That's good, Cindy. And you know what? It's also going to maybe push you to make a new vision board and add some new things on it, right?
Dust it off, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dust it off. Thank you. Adriana?
Okay, so it's no secret that I struggle with mindset and overthinking. And I've been working really hard on that. And I know for me, it's pushing away the negatives and allowing the positive to come in. And I've been able to do that every morning now. As soon as the alarm clock goes off, I don't allow myself any negative thoughts to come into my head, because it doesn't matter what I didn't do yesterday, it's what I did do yesterday. It's what I'm going to do today, and guess what? If I don't get to the folding of laundry, there's tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. The kids know how to relate to concerned with that. And within the last week that I started doing that I wake up and I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm ready for the day. Whatever comes my way, I'm not worried, because the only thing that worry was doing to me was stealing from my future and stealing from whatever moment I was currently living in. And it's not worth it.
And I don't know if Denise is on the call, but she had posted that she's reading a book called The 10X Factor, or The 10X Code, or 10X Effect. I had the book on audio, and I forgot that I bought it. And I listened to it on Saturday. And it's just basically, I don't know if you read it, Susie, but just doing things 10 times more than you normally would. So if you make one phone call, make 10 phone calls. And just pushing yourself for bigger goals. So I had goals that I just started, but after listening to him, I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't I have bigger goals? You know, why am I limiting myself? And this video just really reminded me just to, like everyone says, and until you actually do it, you have a choice. You know, everyone has a choice, whether to do something positive or negative, or let that emotion come in, and it's not, the negativity is not worth it.
All right, I was gonna show another video, but I'm gonna change it up based on what we're talking about now. Anybody else have a share from that particular video, or just I'll go into this other one, which I thought was really good too. Now you can tell that I was watching this at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep after that. I got so much energy after watching that. Okay, how do I share my screen? Okay, let's share my screen. Okay. You guys can see that, right? Okay. I think this is the one.
Raising your standards. I mean, I always tell people, if you want to know how to change your life, I give it to you in 3 words, boring as it sounds: raise your standards. And what does that mean? Corny as it sounds. Raise your standards. Well, thank you for the breakthrough thought, Tony. I'm glad I wasted my time watching this little email with you. But think about it. Lasting change is different than a goal. You don't always get your goals, but you always get your standards. Maybe it would help you is to think about it this way. I try to explain standards to people with a different set of words. Think of it as everybody in life gets their musts. They don't get their shoulds. Like, think about it. Most people have a list of shoulds, don't they? Don't you have a list of the shoulds, things you should do, you should follow through on? I should lose some weight, I should work out more, I should make more calls, I should respond more rapidly to my email, whatever, you know? I should get into the office earlier, I should be, more confident. Whatever your should list is, people love to have their should list be met, but it's kind of like New Year's resolutions. If it does, it's really exciting, but if it doesn't, which is most of the time, it's a little disappointing, but you kind of know it's not going to happen. But when you decide something is a must for you, an absolute must, when you cut off any possible, you say, I'm going to find the way, or I'm going to make the way. Human beings, when they resolve things, when they make a real resolution inside themselves, which is they raise the standard, they make it a must, they find the way. Think about it in your own life. Haven't you had some area of your life where you raise your standard and your life has never been the same? Maybe at one time in your life you smoked cigarettes, or you did something and you did it for years and you kept trying to change it, and kept telling yourself I should. And then one day something happened. Something just clicked you over. Something took you over that kind of tipping point. And inside yourself you said, no more. And it was a very, very different experience, wasn't it? Something inside of you shifted. And what was a should became a must, and you've never gone back. Is there an area like that in your life you can think of? Again, did you ever smoke cigarettes? Did you ever eat a certain way, drink a certain form of alcohol, and then finally say no more, and you just don't go back? And notice this, it doesn't really take any willpower anymore. Because somewhere when we make this click, when we make something a must, we attach ourselves to it. It becomes part of our identity. And one thing I've learned in the last, 33 years of working with people from now over 100 countries, 4 million people, is human beings absolutely follow through on who they believe they are. And you said to me, well, I'm really going to work hard to stop smoking. But, I've been a smoker my whole life, and I am a smoker. I know your days are numbered. You're going to be back smoking cigarettes again, because we all act consistent with who we believe we are. I tell people the strongest force And the whole human personality is this need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. If you define yourself as somebody who is really conservative, you're not going to be crazy and act nuts unless you're really drunk or something, and then you can say it's the alcohol, when it's really just you finally getting permission to be yourself. The alcohol is your excuse. If you're a really crazy person, you act crazy, outrageous, playful. You don't act conservative because that's not who you are. Very often people say, well, I can't do that. I'm not that kind of person. And I always say to people, really, when did you define yourself? I mean, really, how many years ago did you come up with what you could and couldn't do in your life? How many years ago? Most people, if they really look at how they're living their life today, it's based on a set of standards, a set of beliefs that they made choices about 10, 20, 30 or more years ago. I mean, very often we made decisions in our youth or very young about what to believe, about what we were capable of, about who we are as a person, and that becomes the glass ceiling, if you will, that controls us. There's a corny metaphor, but it's true. I remember one time I was with my family at the circus, and there was a person there, and they had this big, giant elephant, and you look at this elephant, and they take this little rope, put it around the elephant's neck, and they drive a stake into the ground. And I mean, you look at this and you know that elephant could rip down the entire tent with almost no effort. And yet the elephant doesn't struggle, doesn't try. Why? Because the elephant's conditioned. And they take that elephant, condition the elephant when it's a baby elephant. That's how they train them. When it's a little baby elephant and it doesn't have the power yet, they put a big rope around it and they drive this huge stake in the ground, and the elephant fights and fights and fights. And one day, finally, that elephant decides, I'm not capable of pulling this out. And once that becomes the definition of an identity of anyone, an elephant in this case, they don't even try anymore. It's just who I am. That's how it is. That's just the way it is in my life. I'd like to ask you to take a look at any place you've got a limitation and ask yourself, when did I decide to accept that limitation? And you may not even see it as a limitation. You might see it as just that's who I am. But so often in our lives, we've adapted to be a certain way so that we don't fail or so that people will like us or respect us, but it's not necessarily who we are. Joy comes when you're spontaneous. It's really hard to be truly happy when you're not being yourself. And most of us have no clue who we are. And so a big part of my work, if you've ever been to an event, you know, is to get people to do things spontaneously without thinking, because that's when the real you shows up. That's when the energy comes alive. And when you do that, when you start to connect to your true nature, suddenly there's energy available for you to set a higher standard for what you want in your life. That's what this is really all about. And when I talk about standards, when I talk about, you know, shoulds versus musts, think about your own life. I know there have been areas in your life where some point in time you just shifted and you raised the standard and your life changed. Because whatever people have their identity attached to, they live. We live who we believe we are. That's just how it works.
Okay. Anyone want to share?
I'll share, Susie.
Thanks, Tim.
First of all, both those videos were awesome. I had seen the first one, and it had an impact the first time I saw it. It was fantastic. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I enjoy everything he has to say, really. But that is so powerful. I mean, that is way powerful. And I think that even if you can't grasp what he was saying there, no, let me rephrase that. We have to grasp what he is saying there. We have to grasp what he's saying there, because it is true. We so easily define ourselves, or we define ourselves by somebody else's criteria, what somebody else once said, and we believe it. And the reason I'm sharing so quickly is because I think I'm pretty in touch with who I am and what I stand for, and you know, I can define myself pretty easily because it comes natural. Yet still, I know I'm so easily affected. Meaning, somebody can say something to me contrary to who I think I am, and I'm affected by it. I can feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm thinking wrong. And it took a few other, and it happened recently where I was really kind of shaken, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, until somebody else said, but that's who you are. Of course you should do that. Of course you should act that way. Of course you should say those things, because that's who you are. And I felt so shocked, like, wow, somebody else is telling me that, it's reminding me who I am. And there was a little bit of a weakness inside of me that questioned it. So I really was so affected by what Tony was just saying there, because it took me years and years and years and years to really say, this is who I am and I like being that. Yet how easily I was affected by what somebody else said, or 2 or 3 other people said. I mean, there's a million stories I could tell that struck me as he was talking. But first, figure out who you are. And if you don't like it, then become somebody else. It's just not that. He's right. Concentrate, think, focus, and aim there, and you'll get there. And on the way, or once you're there, don't let what other people do or say, or how they respond to you or what you say, don't let it affect who you are. And I'm saying that because I know that it still happens to me. But I'm so glad that Tony, and that you picked that, and that Tony just reminded me of that, because it's really, really vitally important.
Well, I changed it up. I picked that because of what Adriana was saying. So I figured that this one would be more relatable. So this is something that happened to me this week with someone on my team. And so she had said to me that her ex-husband was speaking to her and told her that this is like a pipe dream, that she would never be successful in this, that she should get a real job. And words like that define you. You can't let words like that define you. You have to go for your own goals and your own dreams, and you have to raise your standards. Don't let other people choose your thoughts. Don't let other people choose your path. Anyone else want to share?
Well, I'll share again.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jody.
I feel the same way in terms of going and doing this now, and I have a background in nonprofit, and really have had a couple people say, even close friends, just really kind of come down on what I'm doing. And it's very hard for me to come back from that sometimes. And even though my belief is strong, it's the personal connection. It's not just like a stranger saying, and I had that last week too, saying, who had referred from a very successful friend of mine who's been doing the system. He just blasted me with sending nasty links about Isagenix. And it was just coming back from that. And then this Sunday morning, I woke up with a friend who's really going through a tough time, who I thought this would be helpful for, and even said, I can give you some product just because it's financial, just venomous. And I thought, wow. And this is 40 years of friendship. And so it's very hard to come back from that. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm still on the road to halfway to executive. I want to get there. But it's really, sometimes it's like, and then being a mom, I'm a single mom, and one of my daughters is going through struggles. And it's just like everything is kind of, it can take you out of the game. And I'm really doing my best to stay in the game. But it's like boom, boom. And, it's tough. It's tough. But I'm not, I found something here I'm not letting go of. But it's really, some days are just like really.
No, I get it, Jody. So I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
I get all the negativity. I don't have the support of my close-knit family and friends. And I lean on my Isagenix family. Mm-hmm. Without this culture and this community and the friendships that I've made with it, I'd be nothing right now. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say, and Stephen wants me always to share, if I had to give all the money back, and just put this in your mind, guys, because maybe financially you're not there yet. So it's so hard for you to switch over, because somebody can just be that negative person in your head. But just think about it for a second, what the world of opportunity could be for you and your family. Like, you might not see, but that one day, that one shift, something happens, and a whole new path opens up for you. Because for me, I was never in sales. I'm not a great salesperson. That's what I used to always tell myself. But I know I love people, and I know I love to share, and seeing the victories of people like my friend Teresa, losing 45 pounds, who's now a single mom, who's now able to possibly, you know, take care of all her family needs with this business. She has that opportunity. My friend Jamie, who worked all her life, busting her butt, you know, to see her succeed this week and get that director bonus for me was more success for me than for me doing it myself. Does that make sense? Like for me, it's like my little babies. I'm so excited, you know, I'm just so happy for those successes. And when we allow people who don't even understand what that is to tell us what this is, that's when they steal our dreams.
Yeah.
So disconnect from that person for a short time period, and maybe this is the best thing for you to do is to jump on a call like this and connect.
Right. That's why I did it.
Energy. And that's, you know, like this Saturday, if you guys are in the tri-state area, we have a powerful event on Saturday in Old Bridge, where we have PK Smith flying in. I believe he lives in Arizona. He's flying in, and he's going to share something so profound that can change your business. Why wouldn't you spend a half a day on a Saturday? You know, it's $40. It's nothing. He's in our backyard. Like, those are the things that you need to connect yourself to. And that's why it's the importance of the events, not because we want you to go to events and go to events and go to events, because when you get there and you get the feeling of the culture and you're intertwined with everybody in the interaction, that's when you have your aha moments. And that's when it shifts from your mind to your heart.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, thank you for sharing. And I have a few people that wanted to share. I know Denise and Mara and Adriana. So whoever wants to go there, fine.
Well, I was just going to say, good morning, everybody. You know, people, we have our own doubts. And when people say these things to us, they kind of validate the doubts that we have in ourselves. So we have to dig deep and know who we are, know what we believe. So grateful these calls for you, for Susie being here, and for Steve offering these calls, because here is our validation. Here's where we can be. This energy, this room, so to speak, is what's going to support us and validate us. And someone said, and I think it was just a couple of weeks ago, you're crazy until you're brilliant. And so be brilliant. And also I find that if you stand and say, well, just in a different context, I always love to sing. And my sister always said to my mother, please make Denise stop singing. She's giving me a headache. And I wanted to sing. And I can tell you now, I have a beautiful voice. And people are validating. And so but I didn't want to sing because I didn't want to give anyone a headache, and I was holding it inside. Well, I had this opportunity, and I was scared out of my mind to do it. And I sang, and they validated me. But then when my sister, it's a way of they're getting control over you. And I love my sister, don't misunderstand. She's my best friend and I love her. But she said something, oh, well, that's because the way you sing. And I said, people pay to hear me sing. They don't come back. So if somebody says something that gets to, that you feel, well, geez, maybe they're right. They're not in your skin. They don't know who you are. You know who you are. Don't give up yourself. People can only take from you what you give them. Allow them. Do not do that. Know who you are and feel good in it. And know that we have these amazing people pouring love into us that we admire. And we're so blessed to have this shower on us. And so let's harness that and believe that and know that, because it speaks truth to our hearts. And then take that and stand and say, you know, I love you anyway. And one day you're going to find that this is just the best thing that you've ever experienced. But that may be what I may live to see it, I may not, but I love you anyway. I know you're trying to help me or whatever, but this is good. And so many people have been helped, and so many people have reclaimed their lives, and so many people haven't given a lifetime to things that they don't love. They're giving the life things to they do love, and they offer good health and happiness and support and love and goodness. So harness on those things. Know those things inside yourself, and stand for the goodness that you know. Don't give up yourself to those doubts and people that want maybe control over you. They're going to, when you make it, when you get to where you want to go, those people are going to be, they're going to be your biggest fans.
Yeah, they're your haters that are right now watching. So, I said they're the haters that are watching us right now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just that they don't understand it's foreign, and they've been conditioned to know something else, and they're just as much of a captive to their thoughts as we are to ours. So love them where they're at, accept them, and say, no, I love you anyway. Laugh and say, but you're going to want what I want real soon, or whatever. You're going to want what I have, or just show them, and that's, you know, just show them. Be who you are. You're worthy. God does not make mistakes. Everyone, as Lisa DeMeo said, everyone comes in perfectly. So let's just bask in that perfection and be the intention that God put us here to be. So we got nothing to worry about, and we don't have to give up our power. We don't have to give up our belief, because everything we're doing here is good. So let's be grateful and embrace it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you.
I think Holly wanted to share, she's in the car.
I'm here. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Yeah, I am in the car because I teach my spin class every Monday morning, and I end at 10, and I get right on this call as I head to the chiropractor. So I want to pour love and energy into all of you, okay? I know I'm not Tony Robbins, but, you know, first of all, I thank you a million times for allowing me to be part of this leadership training call. I have invited, and I'm so happy when Tim and Jody and Mara are on. So thank you, because we really are one team, one company, one family. Susie, you're a fearless leader with Stephen and everybody else, and I am so grateful. Okay, first of all, it shocks me. You know, I know Tim a long time, and I mean, it shocks me and doesn't shock me, because people, I love me, and I love him, and I love everyone on this call, but I know Tim a long time, and I'm like, you know, it is so amazing how we care about what other people say, but like, we really have to know who we are. I have always loved me. God, why is that so terrible? Why is that so terrible if I really like the person I am? Am I perfect? No way. Are there things that I'm working on to improve myself? Absolutely. Let me tell you, I have never set a goal the way I did to become Crystal Director. I have never done that with a deadline, and I did it, okay? And you know what? I did it because of all of you. I did it because I knew it was possible. I knew it because the conversations could take place. I know that you just have to this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We are all to be so lucky that we found this amazing nutrition and that we believe everybody can benefit from. You know what? We know we want everybody in the world to join us, okay? Most people think we're part of a cult. The hell with them, okay? We know it's good and good for you. And you know what? That it's possible. You have to believe that you are goodness. You know, I love the person who read the fortune cookie. I marked it down while I was driving. Oh my God. And Adriana, I have reached out to her separately because I see her on this call every week. I want to pour. You can all reach out to me anytime you want if you need a boost of energy. My whole life, people have reached out to me and say they want to bottle my energy. You know what? I am so happy I found Isogenics that I am able to pay it forward, because you know what? I have lots of people that don't want to join me yet. So what? It's their loss. They're eventually going to maybe come, but you know what? I'll focus on other people that are open to it. But believe, you know what? We do have to be spontaneous. I know that if someone wants to be with me in an hour from now, I'll stop what I'm doing, because we have to be there for everybody. We need to be there for each other. And that's really what we represent. Okay? We found the right company with the right compensation plan, with the right people. You need to surround yourself with people with positivity, with energy, with goodness, with success. And you know what? The only way you can't believe that is if you don't believe that. So you have to believe it. Okay? We are so lucky that we are here right now in this time. It is never too late for anyone. Families are getting healthy together, and if they want, wealthy together. You know, I don't think anybody should doubt that they are doing the right thing right now. That absolutely boggles my mind. And you know what? I have people that want to change me. They're not changing me. They are not changing me. Okay? But I am going to tell you, I am, because of Healthy Mind and Body, and because of the training that I have invested in, I am learning to do things better. And every day I want to do a little better. And I know I can, and I will. I have to tell you, there's lots of stuff I have to work on, I'm aware of. And I'm going to. But I enjoy it with all of you. So thank you.
Yeah, go Holly. Holly's come a long way.
Well, Susie, the one thing everybody doesn't know, and not everyone on this call knows, a couple of people do, okay? I was introduced to Isagenix in 2006, okay? And I did the 9-day cleanse with Robert, my husband, my beloved. And I will tell you something. Nobody introduced it to me the way I was introduced to it in 2015. I believe that I would have been one of the success stories. Why would anyone stop? Why would you stop if you feel so good, okay? And you have this financial opportunity to be rewarded. But the network marketing was never introduced to me, nor was the business opportunity, the wealth solution. So my why is very powerful. Because I really believe that I should have been with the company since 2006. Okay? I'm happy to say that.
You right there. Even if you weren't with the company in 2006, that wasn't the right place, the right time, the right team right now.
Yes, I agree with you, Susie, because I've been able to assess that. And I don't want to live in a world of regrets because that does not serve me. So I'm not going to allow, and it doesn't serve anyone, right? To kick ourselves. We should only move forward. So embrace the videos you showed today, the shares that people said every time we plug in with one another and move forward. But you're absolutely right about that. But I have to tell you, I still have a little pit in my stomach about it because I'm like, I know, really, why? I loved it then. If I go back, and I told a few of my teammates this, when I go back, and I'm going to be posting it, when I go back to my emails and I go back to my podcast about talking about Isagenix, about can't wait to get on the scale, about how good I feel, about my ionics, it's really a little crazy because there's no reason. If someone said to me, all I have to do is have 100 BV every month, believe you me, I would have had an amazing organization below me. But it's okay. I have an amazing organization below me now, and it's only going to grow. And everybody's is going to grow. So all the more power to us.
I love you, Holly. You know what?
I love you too.
They always say that your front mirror of your car is so much bigger than the rear view because we got to keep looking forward and never looking back. Right?
That's good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself because I don't want to bother anyone. Thank you for giving me time to speak to everybody.
Go ahead, Mara. Unmute yourself.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank you guys. I've never been on this call before, and Holly actually let me know about it. So thank you, Holly. And I'm watching you, Jody, and I wish I was with you right now and I could give you a big hug because you're looking like you need a big hug, and I wish I was there with you.
Yeah, group hug, everybody's there.
If anyone doubts personal development, it is so important. I am a completely different person. I am day and night than I was. Oh, that's my phone. It's going to be noisy. I am day and night a different person than I was 2 years ago. I am surrounded by all different people. I was with cranky, overweight, unfulfilled, unhappy 40-year-old moms. And they all looked at me like I was a lunatic for doing Isagenix. They all said I was insane, that I'm thin, why do you need that? And you're never going to make money, and yada, yada, yada. I started with a gratitude journal, just writing down 5 or 6 things every night that really made me feel good that day, whether it was the sun was finally shining, whether it was my warm, comfy, cozy bed, simple things. And I grew, and I now write every morning my intentions, I spend my time every day helping people, lifting them up. And I've never been happier. I didn't know I could feel this content inside. My belief in Isagenix and the program is 100 rock solid. I believe it. There's no one can doubt me. And I look at my old friends and I feel for them because I'm surrounded by the most incredible positive people right now. I haven't reached my Isagenix goal. I'm going for Crystal Executive and I'm doing the work and I'm watching all my friends pass me and I'm like, but I know it's coming. And everyone needs personal development. It is just, I think everyone needs to write their gratitude journal every single night and we would be the happiest people in the entire world. Sorry, just had to share that.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate about personal development. I just think it's so important.
It's 100% changed my life. And I totally relate with that, Mara. I started working on myself. It's got to be almost 8 years ago. I did a life and leadership training with actually Lisa DeMeo in New York about 8 years ago. And that reshaped the way I thought about things, opened up my mind to different things. And that's kind of why we are bringing these calls to you, because they are the personal development piece that can get our Monday morning started the right way. And I really want to be mindful of time because we've gone over just a little bit, but it's been such a great share this morning. And of course, we miss Stephen on the call. You know, he's truly an amazing leader, friend, and a brother to all of us. And, you know, it's tragic that he had a couple of losses this week. And of course, we're missing also Kevin, who had a major surgery this week. So if you guys have not heard about it, please reach out to him, wish him some well wishes. And I appreciate all of you guys on the call. I hope this was helpful. I will post the videos in the invitation for today's call. And if you ever need someone to count on, of course, you have all of us here. And we love you guys. Jody, love you. And thank you so much for your share. Holly and Denise, those were two beautiful shares. Really, really good. Thank you guys again. And have a great day.
You too. Bye everyone.
Have a great week, everyone.
You too.